Rules of the Rough, Day 5 by Heidi Lang. Jessie gave herself a little shake, letting the memory fade, but the excitement filling her stomach remained. Excitement and a little bit of nervousness. She thought of those emotions as peanut butter and jelly, so sticky it was hard to tell where the line between them was. Picking up her pace, she jogged the remaining blocks to Wes's house. Wes sat on his front porch, a steaming mug in his hand. He wore a red and orange plaid flannel shirt over his normal white tank top, and his eyes narrowed at Jessie as she ran up. "You're late." "You said 7. It's 7." He tapped his wristwatch, then held it out to her. She squinted at it. It read 7:03 a.m. "Your watch is fast," she decided. He made a show of sipping from his mug and didn't answer. "Coffee?" Jessie asked. "No, green tea." "Green tea? Don't all adults drink coffee?" "Coffee is a crutch. I don't believe in it." Wes took another sip. "You don't believe in coffee?" He sighed and put his mug down on a little ceramic coaster on his top step. "We need to establish some ground rules, and the first one is no questions." "Is that one of the rules of the Rough?" Jessie asked excitedly. "What did I tell you about questions?" "Not to ask them?" "Is that another question?" he demanded. Jessie thought about it. "Maybe," she grinned. Wes rubbed the furrow between his eyebrows, muttering to himself. Jessie caught the words irritating and child. Then he stood up. "Let's get this over with. Come." "What about your mug?" "No questions." Jessie followed Wes to his car, sparing one more glance at the mug sitting lost and alone on the top step. It made her think of Anne, and she looked away quickly. "You're not sitting in the front," said Wes, "so just get that idea out of your head right now. Kids ride in back." "Is that another one of those rough rules?" Jessie asked as she climbed into the back, disturbing a layer of dog fur. It rose in a cloud around her, settling into her hair and clothes as she fastened her seatbelt. She wrinkled her nose but didn't bother trying to brush it off. It would be a wasted effort. "Rules of the Rough. And no, this is just my own personal rule." Wes started the car and backed jerkily out of his driveway. "The first house isn't far. It's walkable distance, but this way I can get to the others without stopping back." He made a left at the end of the street, and then another left. They were heading in the direction of the candy store, Jessie noted. She purposely didn't think of the park, where they were also heading. She never wanted to see Max again. It'd be too embarrassing. And then she remembered. "Oh, no," she groaned. "What?" "My soccer ball. I left it. Oh, never mind." Jessie tried not to picture her ball sitting there, all abandoned in the middle of the park, or worse, stolen by someone else. She would have to swing by the park after all. "What's the first rule, then, of the Rough?" she asked, trying to distract herself. "Rule number 1. If you have calm, confident energy, you can do anything. Dogs respect calm. And if you don't have it, fake it." Jessie worked his words through her mind. I'm not sure I understand, she admitted as Wes pulled into a driveway. The house was a cheerful mint green with a wide friendly porch that wrapped around the front. Well then, you won't pass this first test and that'll be that. You mean this is a test? Of course it's a test. But that's not fair. Isn't it? You pass and I continue to teach you. You fail? Meh. As he got out of the car, Jessie's stomach tightened. She had to use the bathroom, but she knew this wasn't the time. It was like right before a big soccer game. It was just nerves. Still, as she followed Wes to the side of the house and stared at the large "Beware of Dogs" sign hung on the tall wooden fence, she began to think that it wasn't just nerves. No, she really had to go to the bathroom. What kind of dog is this? Wes flashed her a grin. Are you familiar with pit bulls? A little, Jessie swallowed nervously, remembering all the stories she'd heard of pit bulls mauling people, of their jaws locking when they bit down, so even in death they couldn't be opened. And I have a pit bull mix. She's fixing to be 12 years old. She's amazing. Super sweet. Most of what you've heard is a lie. They are usually very sweet, loving dogs. West handed her a worn-out green leash. Usually? Jessie clenched the leash, feeling it dig into her palm. What about this one? His name is Angel. And is that an appropriate name for him? Jessie's heart hammered in her ears, and she thought she could hear something growling on the other side of the fence, something really big. Not really, Wes said, chuckling. Now, for this first test, I want you to go in there, leash him. Be careful, he jumps. And remember the first rule. You need to be calm, confident. Otherwise, Angel won't respect you, and he doesn't respond well if you don't have his respect. Wait, what does that mean? Doesn't respond well? I told you no questions. But that's just very vague. Wes pulled on the gate latch and shoved Jessie through, then yanked the gate shut behind her. Hey, she sputtered. Just do your job, Wes called from the other side of the fence. My job. Jessie turned nervously, but she was alone in the small grass yard. A massive doghouse dominated the space, but its entrance appeared dark and empty. At her feet was the remains of a rubber toy ripped in half, as well as the carcasses of several unfortunate tennis balls and a few stuffed animals. I don't think he's here, Jessie said hopefully. She nudged one of the toys with her sneaker, flipping it onto its back. A teddy bear stared back at her. The head badly bitten, stuffing oozing out of the neck, and it had only one eye. And that's going to have to do you for the weekend. Hope everyone has an amazing weekend. Stay safe, be kind to your family, and be kind to each other.